So if I want to build a class 1 lever, it's going to look like this. Okay, here's my fulcrum. And here's the deal. I want to crush, because these pop cans take up too much space. And I want to smush them into small little bits like this. Where should I put the load? Because the load is going to go somewhere on here. Okay, the load is going to go down here. Where would be the best place to put the load? We just did a lab on this. Okay, was it easier if you put the load closer to the fulcrum or further away from the fulcrum? Remember when you put the mass on the meter stick and you brought it towards you? So your meter stick looked something like this. So you had your bottle that was here, and that was your teeter-totter, and you had your mass, okay, and your rope was at 90 centimeters. That's where your spring scale was. And you pulled it down, and then you started off with your mass at 10, and then you moved it to 20, to 30, and to 40, because this is 50 on the fulcrum. What took the most effort? What took the least effort? Do you remember? Which one?
The class 1 took the most.
I'm not talking about class. This is a class 1 lever. Okay, if I look at Joelle's data here, okay, when she did this lab, okay, so this is at 10 centimeters, this is at 20, this is at 30, and this is at 40, right? Do you vaguely remember doing this lab? Does everyone remember this? Where you had to pull the lever down this way and it would raise the load, yes? So, if I look at Joelle's data, this was at 10 centimeters, it was 2 newtons. At 20 centimeters, it was 1.5 newtons. At 30 centimeters, it was 1 newton. And at 40 centimeters, it was 0.7 newtons. So, which one takes the most effort? Okay, which of these numbers is the biggest one? Which one is the biggest value of effort?
When it was at 10 centimeters.
When it was the furthest away from the fulcrum, it took the most effort to lift. When it was the closest to the fulcrum, it took the least amount of effort. So if I can choose where to put my pop can anywhere in here, and if this is my fulcrum right here, where should I put my can to crush it? So if I put my can here at A, we'll call this A, we'll call this B, and we'll call this can C. Which one will be the easiest to crush? Which one of these cans, A, B, or C, will be the easiest to crush? A will be the easiest. Why? Because it is the closest to the fulcrum. And when you use a class 1 lever and you want to crush things like this, because here, the load goes on this side, your effort's going to come up on top. I'm not even there yet. Okay? I'm not even there yet. So if I want to, we're going to do this in a different color. Let's go with this color. Now, the effort we're going to choose is going to be up here somewhere. So the second part of the lever lab, in looking at where the effort should go, had us leaving the load at 10 centimeters. We're done with the load. It's staying at the end, even though we know that's not the most efficient. Okay? It's staying in one place. When we pull down at 90 centimeters, all right, her force was 1.7 newtons at 90 centimeters. Okay? So this actually is better than the 2 newtons of load. So this actually was making your life easier. If we get to 80 centimeters, we see that all of a sudden we're climbing up to 2.6 newtons. At 70 centimeters, we're getting even closer and we're pulling down. It gives us 3.2 newtons. And then at 60, it was over 5 newtons. Our spring scale only goes to 5 newtons. So where should somebody put the effort when they're using an actual class 1 lever? Where should that go? Close to the fulcrum or far from the fulcrum? Which one gives you the least amount of effort? Close is +5. Far is 1.7. That's a big difference. So which one's lower? 1.7 is lower. You want to use the least amount of energy possible. So if I have to decide here where I'm going to put my effort, and am I going to put my effort here, here, or here? In place 1, in place 2, or in place 3? Where should I put my effort? Where should I put it? Should I put it at 1, 2, or 3, knowing what I know down here? Which is the least amount of effort, girls? Look at the table. Which is the lowest number? 1.7, and where is that?
At the end.
At 90 centimeters, at the very end. So let's ask the question again. 1, 2, or 3 spot. Which you would choose it at the 3 spot. Right? So if I put my can here and I press down here, I'm going to smush that can with the least amount of effort possible. And that is what I want. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this has to do with where should we put the load on a lever and where should we put the effort. Okay? It's clear that the load should be as close to the fulcrum as possible, while the effort should be as far away from the fulcrum as possible.